Sure. So Love to Ride is, we are using Love to Ride as a platform to help us with Bike Month, since it's still kind of under COVID rules, and we're still encouraging people to get out and ride. So we partnered again, like we did last year for Bike Month, on Love to Ride. So let's go through for anyone who has registered or considered registering for Love to Ride. Now, the main goal. We'll talk about some of the advantages for using Love to Ride, and then what it can do for you as a rider, and then some of the benefits, some of the awards you'll get from doing that. Love to Ride is accessible through a web portal, where you can install an app on your phone. The app primarily will be used for tracking your rides, but the website is the full featured set, so I would recommend utilizing that most of all. So, we all know some of the benefits to riding a bicycle. Zero emissions, reducing stress because you're getting outside and you're doing something physical, which then leads to improved health and fewer sick days. Plus, it reduces costs. You don't have to maintain a car or pay for insurance or petrol on a bicycle. And so all this leads to increased productivity. So bicycling is for all kinds of people. People that have trikes, road bikes, hybrid bikes, mountain bikes, all capabilities and abilities. So don't think that you can't be bicyclists. How to get started. Kevin, you want to take it from here?
I would love to. So what we're talking about Love to Ride. You're here because you want to know more about how to use the website. You're here because you're interested in the app and you want to know more about how it works without having to just click through a whole bunch of stuff. Well, bad news is you still have to click through a whole bunch of stuff, because the best way to learn more is to just experiment on the website. Just try it out. So what that means is you're registering on lovetoride.net/San Diego County. Now, Love to Ride exists in places other than San Diego County, so we want to make sure you're focused on that. So lovetoride.net/San Diego County is the first place you go. In fact, you can probably do that right now while you're letting your dog out of the office. Yay! Okay, so you're going to take part as an individual and complete challenges as an individual. There are ways to hook up with your neighborhood. There's ways to hook up and ride with people in your organization, your job. But first and foremost, you're signing up as an individual, and that's the most important place to start. When you do want to do something like starting a club or a group, you can set goals for that group. When you do want to do things like registering your workplace, you can set goals for that workplace, which is great. All those things are fun. But none of that happens without you first as an individual. So when you do set that profile up, here's what it looks like. Here's a coworker of ours, Sylvie. This is their profile. A couple things to notice first and foremost. One of the things I'll draw your attention to first is this club section. So these aren't all formalized clubs where you're paying membership and you have a secret handshake. Some of these are just people that ride beach cruisers. Some of these are just people that live in Hillcrest. Some of these are just people that like nachos. There's all kinds of different clubs, and you can sign up with all kinds of different groups. And the fun thing is, this is a way to get more active with other people. The best way that I know of to get myself to ride more, and the best way I know of to get other people to ride more, is to do it with them. People helping people. And so clubs like this are a great way to do that. The other way to do it is through your workplace. So Sylvie works at the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition. That's a great place to work. But you work somewhere else, probably, unless you're one of 6 people, in which case, hi guys, thanks for watching. So you could register your own workplace. And then there's competitions you can have within the workplaces. What kinds of competitions? Well, there's all kinds of stats that this website is keeping track of. And it's not necessarily going to give you the most points for going the most miles. We'll talk about points in a little bit, but suffice to say, this is a program, this is a website which is focused on getting more people out riding bicycles, not necessarily getting people who already ride bikes a lot to ride bikes even more. That's a good thing. I think that that's a great goal. But that's not the focus here today. The focus is getting more people to ride, and then you get cool badges. So things like if you ride to the shops, things like if you ride to work, things like all kinds of different stuff, little virtual badges, any kind of way they can come up with to gamify the experience, make it more fun, make it more rewarding. Yeah, exactly. How many tacos did you burn on the month of May? You can find that out with the website, which is kind of fun. The way it's tracking you is only the way you want it to. So if you don't want to hook up any other extra apps to have functionality with this, that's great. You'll log all your rides manually, no big deal. But if you're already using something like Strava or one of those other types of apps, when you first set up the profile, one of the first things you can do is make that app talk to that website. And then you essentially set it and forget it. And so for me, I remember the first time I set the website up, my profile up, put all the things on there that I wanted to put on there, make sure it was connected with my Strava, and then I didn't log in again for 3 weeks or so. But when I did, all of a sudden, all my rides are right there. And I got to see this is how many CO2 pounds I've burned, miles, trips, etc. All very fun. So we mentioned clubs. There's all kinds of cool different clubs. There's that little plus button. If you wanted to join or register your own club, then you can see here there's examples of clubs that already exist. There's, what, hundreds, Jesse?
Yeah, these are all the local clubs. There are probably some that are national as well. But yeah, if it gets too long, there's a list you can always search through, or you can create your own club as well.
And if the club's there, then they're probably friendly. You would agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So join up, find people you like, meet new friends, and then you're working together towards the Bike Month Challenge. So, us, the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition, are hosting a Bike Month Kickoff on May 1st. We're giving away all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fun. And that day specifically is the beginning of Bike Month. Now, May is always Bike Month, but, every May is a little bit different. Some Mays more than other Mays. So this May is fairly different because we're doing the Bike Month Kickoff all virtual. The whole month of May has different activities. You can see here, week 1 is New Rider Week. What do you have to say about New Rider Week, Jesse?
New Rider Week, yeah. So this is its own challenge, and the challenges you see in this calendar are all local challenges. These are what the San Diego County has coordinated with Love to Ride. So everything you do on these local challenges, then all those points not only apply towards this challenge, but also apply toward the national challenge accumulation.
And we'll talk about the difference between the local and the national in just a few slides.
Yeah, New Rider Week is specific though. Is if you're a new rider, this is your opportunity to be one of the people that are could win or be eligible to win a prize for that week. If you are not a new rider, but you can encourage a new rider to ride this week, then not only will you become an encourager, but then that person that rides for New Rider Week will be eligible to win a prize.
And that's where the real points are, is those encourager points, is getting other people on the app, getting yourself on the app for the first time. That's the real priority, I think.
Now, Cinco de Mayo, in the middle of that, is its own challenge. It's a one-day challenge, and all these challenges and their prizes are on the Love to Ride website. So once you finish talking here, you're welcome to go on the website and check it out. Know exactly what is needed. Sometimes it's just going on a ride, doing a minimum number of miles, or taking a picture, and then posting that on the Love to Ride website in your profile. So it's pretty simple. But
so if you were going to sign up and just sort of set it and forget it, May wouldn't be the month to do that. This is the time where it's like, no, if you want to get into it, there's going to be stuff for you fairly frequently throughout
all
May.
the time.
Yeah, exactly. So week 1's New Rider Week. Week 2 is Family Week, also featuring Mother's Day on Sunday. Don't forget, this is me reminding you, call your mother. Okay. Week 3 is Sandag Bike Anywhere Week. So instead of Bike to Work Day, now we have Bike Anywhere Week. Because if I was going to bike to work, then I would just go right down the driveway and come right back up again. as I'm sure a lot of you would as well. So instead, it's Bike Anywhere Week. So we're taking the minimum of, the goal I think that they're putting out is that, you take one car trip and replace that with a bicycle trip. And that is where it starts. And there's all kinds of stuff happening that week as well. Yeah.
Kevin, do you know what's special about Bike Anywhere Week on Love to Ride?
There's so many things that are special about Bike.
There are special, yes. But Sandag has created a badge specific to their challenge.
Ooh, I like
so
that.
if you participated in this event during Bike Week, then you could get a very special badge that Sandag created for this event on Love to Ride.
I like earning badges. It's funny how susceptible I am to that gamification, where it's like if you turn it into some sort of video game, then I'm gonna ride more than I've ever ridden before. I don't know.
Yeah, when you start out, you don't have a lot, but then once you start accumulating them, you're like, oh, this is great. Now what else can I add to this?
Gotta catch them all.
Yes.
And then finally, week 4 is Women Trans Femme Week. So another week where we focus on a specific group, an oftentimes underserved group, some group that is not normally the priority when the marketing for bicycles is happening, or when people are, thinking about bicycling. We want them to think about, as Jesse was talking about, we've got all different types of bicycles. We've got all different types of riders out there, and we want to, keep that appeal pretty broad. So it's fun for everybody, and it's definitely not a week of races. It's not a month of races. There's the competitive aspect of it is not really the focus at all. There's a friendly competitive access or focus, but we keep it light. And then, Jesse, what's the 30-30 challenge?
The 30-30 challenge. This is the last challenge. So on May 30th, if you ride 30 miles, I believe is what it is. Again, the rules and the prizes are all on the website, but I believe if you ride 30 miles on that day, then that's a special event. I think it has its own special prizes.
Very cool.
So that winds down the end of a very busy month.
Yeah, so the one of the things Jesse was talking about is local versus national. So Love to Ride is a big organization. It's a big group of people from all over the place doing all kinds of different stuff. If you're watching this, presumably you're in San Diego County, as are we. So there's things happening all throughout and the month of May, but there's also things happening in April. There's things happening throughout the year. But one of the distinctions I wanted to talk about was the prizes that you can win. Everybody likes prizes. Who doesn't like prizes? So when you're on the website, after you've looked at your profile like we've talked about, after you've explored the different clubs and things, I'd recommend checking out those prizes. So you'll see that prize up at the top. You click that, and we're focusing first on local prizes. Ta-da! So we've got jerseys, we've got trailers, technology. I think those are bone conduction audio. Yeah. New Belgium are good friends of ours, and they're going to give away some stuff. Bike tool kits, bike pumps, bags. CV Sciences are friends of ours. They're going to give away some supplements as well. It's a pretty wide group of prizes, yeah?
It is.
Very cool. Lots of good stuff. And so in addition to those local prizes, those local sponsors that we have, there's also on Love to Ride, the full-on national prizes. So they have things like bike shop gift cards. They have things like literally winning a brand new bicycle. Yes. Very exciting. And so that's their own series of challenges. And again, as much as it may seem like there's a lot going on here, there's no substitute for getting on the website, clicking around, looking at what those things are, looking at what each one of the tabs are, and it becomes clear pretty quickly. Jesse.
All right. So when you do get onto Love to Ride, we're going to go through some of the pages that where you get your most valuable information. So the homepage is going to have your quick and dirty. So it's going to have the upcoming events. It's going to have links to what those, challenges. A lot of those events are going to be Bike Coalition sponsored events. So these are not necessarily challenges, but these are in addition to the challenges that are taking place for Love to Ride. So it's always good to see, and this rotates all the time. So everything that's happening is going to, you'll be able to click on it. There's also a little a banner or badge ticker on the side. You don't see it in this particular view, but it also links to has a rotating display of upcoming events.
And I think that's one of the cool things about this program, this app, this website, is there's always something new going on. And especially during May, that's true. But I mean, throughout the year, you'll log on and you'll see, oh, there's this challenge happening this week that I didn't know about. So I'm going to go ahead and get on my bike and take that ride that I wouldn't have taken otherwise, or invite someone else to ride that I wouldn't have otherwise. And I think that's what's so great about it. We've been doing this for a while now, and I think we're getting pretty good at it.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so more about the website, all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, you saw that little banner at the bottom there about our classes. At the Bicycle Coalition, you click the little tab at the top there for events in San Diego County. They'll also show you bike shops in San Diego County. They'll also show you tips and tricks for beginners and for people that have ridden their bikes a lot. And under that About tab, they do have tips for how Love to Ride works, and more specifically, what you can do on the website. So when we're talking about what you can do on the website, the main focus of the whole thing is definitely logging rides. But when you've done that, there's other things you can do with that. So add photos of the ride. There's little stories that you can post about your ride. You can put information about that and put that up for other people to see if you want, entirely optional.
And you can set you can set goals for yourself too.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. So you see the examples here of the different types of things that you can set as goals. Everything from tacos to toast. To chocolate bars. Yes, exactly. So if your goal was to burn a whole bunch of calories, great. But maybe your goal is just to ride 3 times a week. That's great. Put that as one of the goals, and then that's the thing that you're working towards. It's got a start date, it's got an end date. And when you've completed that goal, congratulations, that's something that counts towards, moving forward and moving towards those prizes and all kinds of cool stuff.
You can win badges not by just completing your own goals.
Exactly. So there's that specific badge that Jesse was talking about, the Bike Anywhere Week. Very flashy. So, I mean, it's funny because you're right that some of the badges are easier to earn than others. So obviously, the 100-mile century is a little bit harder to earn than a ride to the shop. But I think the ones that come easy start to fill up, and then I'll look at my badge sheet and I'll say, oh, there's I'm still missing 5 or 6. I really should try and complete the set.
Yes.
And that's what gets me going. Okay.
You're challenging yourself right there.
Yes,
do the easy
exactly.
ones, and then you realize, oh, there's so much more I can do still.
And the next level of motivation for me is when I go and look at my coworkers page and see how many more badges they have than I have. And then I realize, oh, I really got to step up a little bit. So when we're talking about prizes, there's prizes in April, there's prizes in May, there's prizes all throughout. Talk a little bit more about the New Belgium. What is that? That's the bicycle, yeah?
Yes, that is... Is that? I don't know if that's one of our prizes or if that's a national prize.
I think that might be the national one. It's a cool looking bicycle.
We've given away New Belgium bicycles before.
We have. So that's why I thought that looked familiar. So you were talking about setting your own goals and reaching those goals and getting prizes. We're talking about the different challenges that exist, and there's those challenges that are ride-based, and there's also challenges that are story-based. There's photo challenges, points challenges, and maybe we could talk a little bit about what each one of those is and the difference between them. Yeah,
so there you go. Ride challenges are simply logging the ride, whether it's based on a goal that you set or just decided in the interim to go out for a ride. It was a good day and invited you to go outside. So if you don't have a log riding app connected to your account, then you just go in manually and add these. And it usually allows you to categorize it for what purpose. So it could be for fun. You do it with kids, to go to work or just to go to destination. Like I got to go to the grocery store, so I'm taking my bike. So you get points for that. Now the story challenges, and there are a couple of local challenges that are story based, it's like, and usually those are the family ones, I believe. Maybe the single day ones. But again, the rules are all on the website to know what's the requirement. But those typically are go on a ride, some point in the ride, take a photo, a couple of photos, and then you just post those photos on the Love to Ride website and add your story to it. What inspired you that day? A great thing I like to do, and maybe you do, Kevin, is just when I'm on the Love to Ride website, adding my rides, I'll go look at what's happening around me. So sometimes I'll see pictures and stories from other people, and it's like, oh man, that's cool. Maybe I should go do that one too.
Well, and it's fun because the people I feel like, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the people that are most likely to post these types of things with all the different pictures and the stories are the people that aren't riding every day already. They're the people that are new to this, or are new to doing it as much as they are, or new to doing it with their kids or whatever else. And so those are the ones that are really inspiring. It's very cool to see people get as excited about biking as I am.
Yeah.
So once you've written that story, there's again, it's a pretty simple form, and that's to keep everybody sort of in the same format, and so that you can find other people's stories in that same category easily. So you've chosen a topic, and there's a whole bunch of different types. And so again, when you're on that page, even if you don't want to share your own, I recommend checking it out and looking through the different categories and seeing what other people are posting, because it is inspiring. How about photos challenges?
Yeah, those are like, we all love taking pictures, and then these days with cell phone cameras, selfies are just the standard. So
Sure.
Especially when you're out on a bike, take a snapshot looking at the bay, or maybe some other cool thing you see along the way. And as part of your inspiration, you're with family or you're with others. I finished a 50-mile ride, so I got to snap a picture. So.
And a lot of times, you can see the little hand prints here. These are people giving virtual high fives for congratulations for the picture, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And additionally, I wanted to mention the hashtags. So different challenges will have different hashtags associated with them. So for the photo challenges specifically, you're adding those to make it easier to find that picture, so that then you can get credit for those external challenges that are given.
Yeah, if some challenges will state that they recommend adding the hashtag, so it is searchable and identifiable as a challenge entry. So, or you can just add some extra hashtags, whatever inspires you.
Right. Again, and that's I always think of those as sort of like subject lines, and it's just these are the subjects that if someone else I wanted someone to see this picture, I would think that they would look for these things in order to find it. So that's a good way to do it. So that's the photo challenge. Is also the points challenge. Again, points come in all different forms. They're all points, but what I mean by this is you earn them in different ways. And if this was a app, this website, this program was just based on racing or something, then it would be just 1 mile equals 1 point, or 1 mile equals 100 points, or whatever. But as you can see, it's weighted heavily towards getting new riders to ride more.
I mean, I remember from last year, we had people that would recommend, they encouraged like 10 or 15 new riders, and they got 100 points for each. That made their point total like just boom over everyone else. So
right, and that's compared to someone who isn't inviting anybody else.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to get the same number of points, they're riding literally 1,000 miles in order to get to that level. So going on rides is great. Competing the challenges is also great, and inviting other people is arguably best. We can see who the top encouragers are, which is a cool thing. We can, you get those kudos for getting more people to ride, and not only get them signed up, but also get them to ride. Because it's one thing just to sign up and set the profile up, but it's another to complete that first challenge. And I'm willing to bet that you're hooked after that first one.
You see how other people light up after doing this, and they're like, "Oh man, I got to bring more." more
Yeah,
people into
absolutely.
this.
Especially, yeah, the stories of, the person who's had the bike in the garage for so long and they just needed that extra push to get it out, and you're the one that gave them that extra push, and now they're out all the time. It's a real thing that happens. So, as we talked about, May is very busy. So, in addition to those individual weeks of Bike Anywhere Week, Women Trans Femme Week, Family Week, New Rider Week, there's also all these individual classes that are happening. You can find more information about these on sdbikecoalition.org. It's a great website, very fun, and very well designed, I think. Jesse.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. But in addition to that, it's also a great place to find out more information about all the different things that we're doing. So you can see here in May 1st is the Bike Month Kickoff. May 2nd is the Gordy Shield Self-Guided Ride. More information about that on our website. Highly recommend. It's a nice ride around the Bayshore Bikeway. And opportunity to complete some challenges and opportunity to get some free stuff from the booths that are going to be set up around the route and meet new people and just good stuff all around. And a lot of those words apply to all of these things. So these, you can see the week 3 there is sort of the busiest. That's the Bike Anywhere week. And that's where we'll have all these virtual classes. You can see the little pictures of the computers where it's virtual. So that's virtual classes that certified cycling instructors will be teaching and staff of the Bike Coalition will be teaching. Even bike yoga. Yes, you too can do yoga. Not while you ride the bike. That would be dangerous. But bike-related yoga. Yes.
And if you don't think to check the Bike Coalition website for events, a lot of these are going to be on the homepage on Love to Ride. So they'll be right there or in an event a slider that posts whatever, shows what the current ones are. So those are reminders. They'll link you back to the Bike Coalition website, and that's where you would sign up to participate. But again, these are in addition to the Bike Month Love to Ride challenges, both national and local. So there's just a lot going on for Bike Month.
Yeah. So, I mean, I started this out by saying that us talking for a half hour is no substitute for just clicking around on the website. And I think watching this, listening to us, reading that about page on Love to Ride, and just exploring the website yourself, those are the best ways to figure out more about what's going on. And how the national challenges work, how the local challenges work, and the prizes you can win, and how to invite friends, I think is the best thing, especially through workplaces and through clubs. There's all kinds of different ways to connect with other people.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a great tool. I mean, it's quite fortunate we came across this.
Yeah, I think it's been a good partnership. We've worked with Love to Ride for a while now, and it's definitely served as, the way I always describe it is, it's the way to get people to ride together but still ride separately.
That's true.
So instead of me calling 30 of my friends and we all clump together and breathe each other's air, now we can all ride together on the same day even, but from our own homes, and go, in separate routes and, maybe even in the same week at different times, whatever it is. But I'm giving a high five to the person that I see that rides, and they give me a high five when I ride, but it's all virtual. And I didn't used to get prizes every single time I rode. And so getting points for riding, getting that little ding that pops up when I finish the ride is a surprisingly good motivator.
It certainly is. Well, I'll see you out there, Kevin.
Cool. Thanks for coming, everybody. Check out the website, lovetoride.net/San Diego County, and then shoot us a line at info@sdbikecoalition.org. Thanks a lot. See you on the road.